How you doing today? My name is Brad Anders. We're here in Bartlett, Illinois, and today I'm going to prepare for you some of my baby back ribs. I slow cook them in this roasting oven here. I've never not made them in this roasting oven, but I'm sure if you had a roasting oven you could put in the oven, it would probably be just fine. But the first thing I'm going to start out with is a little rub that I created. I kind of created this because my wife, her favorite food to eat is actually ribs, and so I just started making this rub. So putting about a half a cup of brown sugar. It doesn't have to be that accurate, just kind of the base for this rub. By the time you're done with it, if you do it the right way, it should almost kind of create its own sweet little sauce instead of actually having to add barbecue sauce. But by all means you could add barbecue sauce at the end if you wanted to. Then we're going to add some chili powder. I use two teaspoons of chili powder that I add into there. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I've actually been making this dish for quite a while now. I came up with this rub, really, to be honest with you, I had to kind of measure it out so I could create a recipe for you guys, but I kind of just throw things together as I'm cooking and really just put things together, you know, to taste good. But I've been making this, we make this all the time, and it's wonderful. This roaster is, it's great. You guys should actually get one if you don't have one. And then we're going to use some smoked paprika. I'll use 1 teaspoon of that. And then 1½ teaspoons of salt. And then 1½ teaspoons of black pepper. So this is enough rub for about 1 slab of ribs. If you wanted to prepare more of this, you know, stored, you could definitely do that, but it's just so easy to make, you might as well just make it as you're making it. So once that's done, get the ribs. We actually get our ribs from a butcher called Johnny G's in Bloomingdale, but any good slab of ribs is good. Usually when we're making ribs for just me and my wife, we'll do 1 to 2 slabs of ribs. You know, if it's a party, I mean, who knows, depends how many people. I usually give them a quick rinse, just to get the sliminess off of them. And then I'll pat them down with paper towel. So now we just start generously putting the rub on. I'll usually spoon it on at first, and then we'll rub it in. You do both sides. So once the rub's on, it's ready to go in the roasting oven. It's kind of important. You cook them for about 3 hours total. After the first hour and a half, I will open up the lid, sprinkle some more brown sugar on there, probably about 1/4 cup. Close the lid back up, cook it for another ½ hour. At about hour 2, then you start every 15 minutes basting. About 1½ Leinenkugel Summer Shanty beers at the bottom of the roaster. It's always good to cook with liquid, and with the sugars in the beer, it actually, by the time you're done, if you do it right, you almost have kind of a sauce consistency with kind of like with the sugars that break down to create this sauce, and you just baste it over, and it turns out wonderful. So they've been in about 3 hours now, so they're ready to go. We basted them for the last ½ hour every 15 minutes, like I was saying, and it creates that nice caramelization, and they're fall off the bone ready. So this is enough for me and my wife, typically. unless she's really hungry. But I make a little side dish, maybe some asparagus, some potatoes, and it's delicious. You can see, it almost creates its own barbecue sauce. Wonderful.